CIA3 News at 6:30.
Shame on us in Champaign County that we sold the nursing home to this company, these folks.
It's more than financial. It's people.
Now the private owners of the former Champaign County nursing home say they can close it with or without permission. When the county board sold it in 2019, the buyer signed an agreement to keep the facility as a nursing home until 2028.
The county unanimously vetoed University Rehab Real Estate's request to amend the agreement and sell it to be made into a drug rehab facility. But as our Target 3 team has discovered, just because they can't sell it doesn't mean it stays open. Investigative reporter Renee Cooper has been digging into this. And Renee, this means the future of the area's largest nursing home is left in limbo.
Well, Jessica, some healthcare advocates and board members argue the current owners knew what they were getting into when they bought the home and promised to keep it one. University Rehab is managed by William, a man known as Avi Rothner. He and his father and other members of the family owned or at least partially owned more than a dozen facilities just in Illinois when the board sold it to them. Although there was heated debate over whether to sell to the Rothners at the time, board members agreed on one thing: this nursing home is needed. Urbana was once home to a rare county-owned nursing home, which came with its advantages, like partnerships with local clinics and hospitals to provide dental and respiratory care.
Because they're not in it for the profit.
The original site is now a law enforcement training center. A half-mile away, in the early 2000s, the county constructed what most know as the county nursing home.
The size and scope of it was a mess. We were losing, over $100,000 a month when I got on the county board in 2017.
County board member Jim Goss still keeps records of the home's years-long financial troubles, which came to a head in 2017. At the time, the state was also having money problems and decided to temporarily withhold Medicaid payments. And in nursing homes, the majority of patients' stays are covered by Medicaid. The board took the issue to the voters.
54% said sell it,
authorizing the board to consider selling and spurring a contentious debate.
Government has no business being in a business that is a nursing home.
There was also a lot of reason to be optimistic that the financial situation would turn around.
I did not vote to sell the home.
Board member Steve Summers remembers being in the minority of board members who wanted to wait it out and take the time to explore other funding or buyer options. Goss saw the sale as an immediate need.
The broker came back with only 3 viable choices to buy that nursing home at that time. The Rothners were overwhelmingly the best choice.
Finally, a majority of the board voted to sell.
So the decision was made. It was devastating.
The building was renamed University Rehabilitation Center in 2019, along with a signed promise from the Rothners to keep it a nursing home until at least 2028. 3 years later,
the losses that we've incurred have been substantial.
The Rothners say they can't keep up financially.
So, my name's Keith Gibbons.
Chief Investment Officer Keith Gibbons stood in for the family to ask the board to let them sell it to a non-nursing home buyer, saying they can't find an interested nursing home operator.
In essence, that's their problem.
However sympathetic,
For our community, we need this nursing home.
the board unanimously denied the request.
I've got 4 no's for you. No, heck no, hell no, and you can figure out the last one.
Gibbons said if they can't sell, they'll close the nursing home in as soon as 60 days.
We do not need approval, respectfully.
If the state approves it, I don't think the county's got any way to stop that.
In a way, I kind of take it as a threat.
Bill Hand's wife, Cindy, moved into the nursing home 6 years ago.
I see my wife twice a week right now. We'd be lucky to see her once a month or once every other month if they moved her on.
The Rothners representatives claimed a Savoy nursing home could immediately take in all University Rehab residents.
There's not that many openings. We're going to be in a panic. They told us they were very adept at running nursing homes, been doing it for years.
The Rothners do have a lengthy history in the business. The county home is one of 3 they purchased in Champaign-Urbana, and now the 3rd they're looking to close. They bought the former Helia nursing home in Champaign around the same time. By late 2020, they permanently closed and sold it. The Rothners also bought Heartland in early 2019 before deciding to close it a few months later. And that happened within a month of finalizing the purchase of the county home. It's now student housing.
What it looks like to me is that Their business model is not really about delivering nursing home care. Their business model is about acquiring properties and flipping them.
Claudia Lenhoff was among those who fought against the sale of the county home. She personally visited several facilities run by the Rothners back then.
It was abysmal.
A quality of care record we reported has carried over into University Rehab.
If you look at why nursing homes generally have low ratings, it's generally because of staffing.
That's just obvious. They just are overwhelmed.
The state has grant money available to bolster staffing. The Rothners have not applied.
That's kind of mind-boggling for me. I feel like they really don't care. All they are looking at is, you know, taking care of what they can pad in their pocket, and that's it.
I hope that they don't close it, but, you know, I have fear that it will.
Calls and emails to Avi Rothner and representatives at his Evanston-based Altitude Health Services company have not been returned in the last week. I also reached out to the lawyer for the Savoy Nursing Home, that's Champaign-Urbana Nursing and Rehab, that the Rothner representatives claimed could take in their patients. He has not returned calls or emails asking if that's true. Back to you.
So many people waiting to see what's going to happen. Keep us updated, Renee. Thank you.